Hey guys, Dusty here. Today I'll be reviewing the third generation of the new Cloudventure to On Running. And like always, I'll go over the specs on the shoe, my experience running in it, and finally who I think it's best suited for. So we'll get right into it with the weight on the Cloudventure. My men's size 8.5 weighs in at 10.5 ounces or 296 grams. The Cloudventure has a heel to toe drop of 6 millimeters, and I couldn't confirm the stack height anywhere on the internet, but if I had to guess, it's probably about 25 millimeters in the rear, 19 in the forefoot. Now I don't have 500 kilometers of use out of the shoe yet, but you know right away after just picking the shoe up that the upper is very durable. It's almost like a ripstop material. I'm not sure if it's going to be the most breathable in hot conditions. I haven't been able to test that out yet. The tongue is thin, but it has just enough padding, and it's also fully gusseted, so that's going to help keep debris out and help keep the tongue from sliding around from side to side. There is lots of structure to this heel and a decent amount of padding inside the heel collar. And for those of you wondering, the insole is removable. The midsole on the Cloudventure, On's using their Helion midsole foam, but it certainly is on the firm side, which I'll get to a little bit later in the video. There is a really good toe bumper on the front of the shoe, so if you're one to kick roots, kick rocks, then at least the front of your foot will be protected. Then if we look at the outsole, On is using their Mission Grip rubber, which is really sticky, really durable rubber. And over a few runs in this shoe, I haven't had anything like rocks or sticks get stuck in the bottom of the shoe, which some people complained about on previous versions. And how On has fixed that is they've made this channel in the middle a lot shallower than previous versions. So I won't guarantee that you won't get anything stuck, but it's a lot less likely that you're going to get anything stuck in the outsole of this shoe, at least compared to previous versions. Now the Cloudventure did fit true to size, however it's very narrow fitting. In particular in the midfoot and in the toe box, it's pretty narrow. So if you have a wide foot, you may want to stop watching this video and go look at a different shoe review. Now I did have a fit issue with this shoe as soon as I put it on, and I thought that my heel wasn't sitting low enough in the shoe. I think it's probably one of the shallowest fitting shoes I have, at least in the rear of the shoe. And right when I put it on, I thought there was no way I'd be able to run without my heel popping out the back. But after the first minute running, I realized that wasn't going to be an issue. My heel lockdown was actually pretty good. And if you do experience any issues, there is that extra eyelet, so you can tie them up using the lace lock and snug in that heel a bit tighter. Okay, so what did I think of running in the Cloudventure? I gotta say that this shoe is built like a tank. And first of all, this is a shoe that you're gonna wanna stick to trails with. This isn't a really good option for door to trail. And to be honest, that's a lot of the type of running that I do. Whenever I go out and do trails, there's always a lot of pavement mixed in. And this shoe, just because of these big lugs and how firm this midsole is, it really doesn't feel very good on pavement. But to be fair, that's not what this shoe was designed for. I think the shoe was designed for trails, and the gnarlier the trails, the better. So trails that have a lot of roots or rocks, you're up in the alpine, it's muddy out, it's dry out. I think all those normal type of trail conditions is where the shoe's gonna really shine, and you're gonna wanna stay off of pavement. I will say I did some pretty fast descending out in wet conditions, and I felt very sure-footed while descending quite quickly in the shoe. And it's certainly not the lightest shoe. My men's size 8.5 comes in at 10.5 ounces. And like I mentioned, a shoe that's built like a tank and able to handle gnarly trail conditions. Being ultralight certainly isn't one of the top priorities for a shoe like that. Going forward with this shoe, I'll probably only bust it out when I drive to the trailhead, just so I can skip the pavement, or if I plan a really big trail day and the conditions are quite poor, then I'll probably take this one out. And honestly, I'll probably start using this shoe more as a hiking shoe than a running shoe. And one thing I should mention is that there's also a waterproof version of this shoe. At my local running store, they move a lot of the waterproof versions of the shoe come fall and winter, and a lot of those people are just hiking with it. So if you're looking for a trail running shoe that can also double as a good hiking shoe, definitely check out the Cloudventure. Comes in the waterproof version as well, which a lot of people like for hiking. But for myself, when I go trail running, I have a lot of pavement mixed in, so I'll probably start using my On Running Cloud Ultra more than this one. And that's just a different trail running shoe that On Running came out with. It's a little bit more cushion than this, it's a little bit less aggressive, and it performs really, really well on pavement as well, which you can't say about the Cloudventure. And lastly, price of the shoe is $190 Canadian or $150 US. And I think that's fair. Some might argue that's $10 or $20 overpriced, but on running shoes you usually pay a little bit more of a premium for. So that's my review. If you don't have a wide foot and you do a lot of trail running and you're not on pavement a lot, then you could consider the Cloudventure. And also, like I just mentioned, if you're looking for a good running trail shoe that can double as a hiker, then check out the Cloudventure, maybe even in the waterproof version. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.